So now we're driving the car. We are in sunny Beverly Hills, California. It is hot as shit outside, but you know what? No better time and place to drive this car. 503 to 512, because that's what I've been hearing. The car has 503 or 506 or 510 horsepower, but Mercedes says 503. We'll go with 503. So it's a very high-powered car, 4 liters, V8 twin turbocharged engine. So obviously, as you can tell and as you've heard, this car is a monster. I've never experienced an AMG like I've experienced this. I've driven a few, but wow, this is just insane. Obviously it's a handcrafted engine because AMG makes it. So when AMG makes a car, they just use their own hands to build the engine, which is pretty cool because, you know, more high-end exotic cars do that. So, I mean, the car is on right now. It's on, Jesus, what is it? It's Sport Plus mode, and oh my God, is this thing fast. The car has the open and closed valves for the exhaust, so it makes it a lot more fun. And, you know, if you want to leave your house and sneak out at night, you could just pop it. You can't hear the car anymore, which is really cool. It's a really great feature. A lot of cars are implementing it now. You see that on the Corvettes, the Camaros. It's a newer thing, but you want to drive it with the exhaust sound down. It's just better that way. The difference between the S and the non-S is just a few horsepower different. It's not much. The non-horsepower S, edition 1, comes with the same exterior color, but doesn't have the yellow. It has the gray. So it's more of a dull tone, but obviously you have the edition 1 S if you want to show the yellow. It's pretty interesting how they did put yellow. It's a very unique color combo because you don't really see that often. It's more of a, you know, you'll do red or a blue or a gold maybe, but yellow, unique. And Mercedes really went unique with this car. So it's fun to drive. The shifting is just a lot better. The torque, the horsepower, the power of the car is just crazy. It's fun driving it too. You just, it's a rocket. And it just goes. Has 5 modes. It has an individual, which you can customize yourself, has a comfort, has a sport plus, and a race. Obviously the last two are the most important because you can go into sport plus or you can go into race mode. What it does is basically makes the car into a race car, so it gets track ready. You use your paddles only because that's the point of the race car, right? And over here you can see the exhaust, you can see the automatic on. The car has 3 suspension modes too. It has a regular comfort, has a sort of a stiffer one, and then the last one is just racetrack one. So it gets really, really into it. The car just, it's fun to drive because the transmission is so smooth. You don't even feel it. It's like DCT. Obviously it's Mercedes' own, it's the MCT, and I understand that, but it's so smooth you don't even feel it. Compared to the old C63, it's just a different level. So you'll be switching gears and you won't even notice it, but the old one, there was a kick to it, or you had to be at a high RPM for you to actually change it smoothly. With this one, 2000 RPM and you won't even feel the shift. So it's a lot more comfortable now than it was before. Then you could kind of understand that because it's a whole new car. And the interior, it's a custom, well, not custom I guess, but it's a AMG Edition 1 only exclusive interior. So it has this patch, this diamond patching with yellow stitching. So it has yellow stitching on the steering wheel with the Alcantara and on the seats. So it makes the car just stand out. I'm not a big fan again, but it's good. This car just gets so much attention. Everyone's just staring at you and they just love looking at it because it's so unique. It's crazy. I mean, I've never really had that feeling, but now with this, oh my God, it's just everyone's looking at you. what AMG and Mercedes started doing with the center consoles is just beautiful. It's very simple and it's just so much easier to use now. You don't have all these buttons with your seats and your this and your butt massage, your back massage, and your feet massage. It's just one thing. You have your Navi, your telephone, your radio, and your Bluetooth, and then that's about it. You know, then right above that is just your AC system, and that's all. There's nothing more to it. So it's just a simple, plain. You see the carbon fiber more than you see anything else, and loves it. Everyone loves it. Can't deny that. I am a Mercedes fan myself, but I'm not biased. So again, the yellow I don't love. The seats really stiff. Maybe that's just me, or you know, maybe I'm just the old guy technically. So I'm not a big fan of it. But you know, this was one of my favorite Mercedes at the time. I still love the car. It drives amazingly. Right now I'm in the canyons on comfort mode, and not a single bump or a pothole is bothering me. So the car handles great too. The steering wheel's so light, like I can steer with one finger and I won't even get tired later. So it's really interesting how the car is so much more comfortable, even though it's a sports car. I have driven a few in my time. Personally drove the Camaro SS, and honestly, heavy steering wheel. Most Mercedes even have heavy steering wheels, but this, oh my god, it lets you do whatever you want to it. So obviously with a big engine with a turbocharged V8, it is smaller than before. It's a 4.0. We've had 5.5, we've had 6.2. Mercedes just dropped it a lot. But still happy that it's a V8 compared to V6s or straight 6s that most companies are doing now. M4s, M3s went from a V8 to a 6. And I mean, it's nice, it's good, but just hearing that sound and hearing the V8 roar, can't go wrong with that. So that being said, with that V8, the 0 to 60s, I've seen several things. I've seen people say 3.6, I've seen people say 3.9. Now, if you go in between that, Mercedes themselves say 3.8. They're usually generous with their numbers. I'm not saying they're lying, I'm saying they don't want to sound too braggy. So they'll say 3.8, they'll say 516 torque, they'll say 503 horsepower. Usually when you dyno the car, it's a lot more than that. So powerful? Yes. Handles good? Yes. Looks good? Fuck yeah. So now I'm in the canyons in race mode. Wow, does this thing go. It's just fun. It's fast. Doesn't even throw its ass. And it has that big V8 rear-wheel drive and it goes. Love that. Wow. So the main competitors to this car is the Audi RS5 and the BMW M4. You can say the Cadillac ATS-V or the CTS. The CTS is more of the E-Class competitor. ATS does compete with this, sort of. Not really thinking it can, but we won't know until we test it out. Now, the M4 and the RS5 Audi are similar because they both have the 6-cylinder and they both have 440 horsepower. This, on the other hand, surpasses 500 and it's a V8. So if you want the V8, you gotta pay a little bit more to play a little bit more. And yes, I understand those are a lot more practical and they're a lot less expensive and it's better for the consumer. But when you're buying a car like this, you shouldn't worry about price and gas because you should be able to afford it and not complain about it. So don't go into the dealer thinking you could buy this car and then say, but the gas is a little high, maybe the MPGs are not good enough. Just shut up. We all know how BMW drivers are douches. Not true. I like United Twin M3s, one of my favorite cars of all time. But you can't compare this to that. I'm sure that because of this as being a rear-wheel drive and having a lot of power with that V8, maybe the M4 might be able to take it on a launch. But getting to 60, I'm sure this will be able to take it. Especially going forward and just going on and on, this will go because it has a lot more horsepower. More power, longer distance, this is the victor. So, can't really complain. So we're going to try out this awesome speed. Let's see what the hell we can do. Whoa, Jesus Christ. Alright, that's fast, still climbing. God damn. Exhilarating. So, Mercedes really did build an incredible machine. And if you do want something that's fast, it's fun, it's a great handling car, and it's really luxurious, this is a car to go. If you're trying to go under $100,000, don't get the additional one because that's above $100,000. You can go ahead and get the regular C63S Coupe, or the regular C63 Coupe, or the regular C63S Sedan, or the regular C63 Sedan. They got a lot of options, but long names, long options.